Now I'm loud and clear. Let me see whether some of the people are responding. Can someone please let me know that I'm loud and clear, guys, so that we can get started where we left? Okay, so then I believe that I'm loud and clear. So let's get started where we left. So I read some of the comment that while I was explaining the second question, you couldn't able to hear it. So again, let me start my explanation with that second questions. Yeah, good. Okay, guys. So now you guys already know the answer of the second question. It's expert judgment and benchmarking. So let me again read that question and let me try to apply the elimination technique, and then let me select the best choice. So the question is simple. I want to collect the project requirements. Which tool or technique I should use? That is the question being asked. So now let's apply the elimination technique in the options. Option A, product analysis. Guys, product analysis is a tool to define your projects and project and product scope. Requirements are nothing but needs of a stakeholder. Scope is nothing but the work that we have to do in order to implement or in order to satisfy those requirements. In order to define that scope, we use product analysis. If you carefully read the question is asking what is a tool that you're going to use to collect the project requirements. Product analysis is not the tool. So option A, it's not a good choice. Let's read B. Requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is a project document. So once you collect the requirements, you will be storing those requirements into requirement traceability matrix. And with that traceability matrix, you can trace the requirement to back and forth. So that is not a tool to collect the project requirements. Option B is also not a good choice. Let's read option C now. Expert judgment. Very good choice. You guys as a project manager or leader for the project, it doesn't mean that you know everything about the project. When you want to collect your project requirements, you can take a support of an expert, a subject matter expert, or a marketing guy. They can come and give you, hey, if you implement these requirements on your product stands best in the market. Expert judgment is an excellent tool to collect project requirements. C is a very good choice. Let's read D now. Requirement documentation. For the same reason why I said option B is not a good choice, D is also not a good choice. Once you collect the requirements, you will be storing that requirements into requirement documentation. That is not a tool to collect the project requirements. So as of now, A, B, D are not a good choice for me. C is a better option. Let's read E now. Benchmarking. Benchmarking is an excellent tool to collect your project or product requirements. What is benchmarking? Benchmarking is a tool which will be helping to identify the best practices. When you are developing a product, for example, you are developing a cell phone, you can go and benchmark the cell phone which is already best in the market, maybe from your competitor. And from there, you can take some features and then you can put it inside your requirements as a product requirements. And also you can that will prompt you to think what is the differentiator that I can bring to my product so that I can beat that competitor. So, based on the explanation I have provided, option C and E is definitely a tool to collect project requirements. So, by considering C and E, I am eliminating A, B, and D. So, my pick would be C. I'm just selecting and E. Yes, that is the right choice. Huh? So, now let's move on to the next one, guys. And good. So, let's do the next question. Okay, this is your next question. I am going to start the timer now. Your time starts for answering the questions, this particular question now. So I see four people have unanimously selected option D. Okay, Ratna, you have selected option D. I'm so glad that you have understood on Sunday. I'm so glad about it. And yeah, Gada has selected, Ishti has selected option D. Guys, I need more response from you people so that I can really see that whether you guys are picking the right one. Yeah. So good. So now let me try this question. Again, let's apply the three rules what we learned. Let me reiterate those rules again. Rule one, understanding the scenario. Rule two, understanding what was asked. Rule three, apply elimination technique. Let's do that. Jason is the project manager of a software project. His project consists of local team members as well as those who join virtually. He schedules a video conferencing call to help manage scheduling priority conflicts among his team members. Which of the following technique does Jason adopt to this case? In this case, okay. Let me try to understand the scenario. Jason is a project manager, and his project consists of team members who are co-located and they are virtually also. He schedules a video conferencing with their team members. Their team members is having a conflict. Scheduled priority conflicts means, hey, this task has to come first. This task has to come second. So those kind of conflict the team member is having. So he is scheduling a video conferencing call to solve that particular conflict. I clearly understood the scenario. Let's apply rule two. What was asked? Which of the following technique does Jason adapt in this case? Okay. What conflict resolution technique Jason applied in this particular scenario? Let's apply elimination technique now. Option A, force or direct. Okay. Nowhere in the question it is stated Jason is forcing a group of one team member decision over another. Okay. Nowhere in the question it is stated. So force and direct is not a good choice for me. As I already mentioned, I won't eliminate. I will read all the four options and then I will compare options and then I will eliminate. Yeah. I concluded A is not a good choice. Smooth or accommodate. Nowhere in the what is smooth or accommodate is downplaying the problems. For example, when two people are coming with a conflict and they are coming to you and then they are in full in emotions, you have to cool them down. For that, you may be downplaying the problems. You will be saying with one of the team member like, hey, I hear that last week you cleared PMP exam. How was the experience? With the other team member, you can say, hey, last week you bought a new car. So how was the experience? So what you're doing is you're really you're downplaying the problem. You wanted to make them comfortable and make them calm down, and then you have to you have to try the other conflict resolution mechanism. Nowhere in the question Jason is doing that. He is trying to schedule a video conference call. That's it. So B is also not a good choice. Withdraw or avoid. Option C. Okay. Nowhere in the question it is stated Jason has removed himself from the conflict. No, he is actually scheduling a video conferencing call to solve that particular problem, particular conflict. C is also not a good choice. ABC, not a good choice for me. Let's read D. Collaborate and problem solve. Excellent choice. So Jason is scheduling a video conference call to discuss with his team members on this scheduling priority conflicts. He wants to create a win-win situation to everyone. He wants to collaborate and then he wants to solve the problem. Option D is an excellent choice. Considering option D, I am eliminating A, B, and C. My pick would be D here, which most of the people have picked. I'm so happy about it, guys. Superb job. Yeah. Yes, D. Let's move on to the next question. Good. This is your next question. I'm going to start the timer now. Your time starts now. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. So I was muted. Let me again try this question. Okay. The okay. Again, let's apply these three rules. Rule number one: understanding the scenario. Rule number two: understanding what was asked. The upper management in your organization would like to use a critical project resource for a new project. What should the project manager of the critical project whose resource is being asked do in this scenario? Okay, let me try to understand the scenario which is framed in the question. My upper management is taking my project resources out from my project and they want to give assign those resources in the new project, and my project is a critical project. So, as a project manager, how I am going to handle this particular scenario? Okay, so that was the question asked, and this is the scenario also which is created in this particular question. Guys, a tip for you people: in the real PMP exam, you will be seeing lot of scenario-based question. They will create a scenario like they will create a scenario that you have a problem, and they will be asking you how you are going to solve the problem. In that particular case, you have to always pick an option, and with that option you are trying to solve the problem or whether you are actually solving the problem. So now let's see whether those kind of options are available in A, B, C, and D. So as usual, let's apply the elimination technique now. Let's read A. Request the higher level manager to provide a replacement. Okay, guys, when you do option A, this means you are accepting that problem. Okay, you have taken my critical or my project resources, and my project is a critical one. You give me a new replacement resources. This is a kind of accepting the problem, right? And think about it: when you are getting a new resources, you have to train that particular resources about your project and all those stuff. Your project is already a critical one. A is definitely not a good choice. Again, I am not eliminating A is not a good choice. Yeah. Now let's read B. Use legitimate form of power to deny the request. Okay. If you see the question, they have mentioned upper management. They are the most powerful people. Do you think that we as a project manager have a power to deny that request? Not a good choice for me. So for me, A and B are not equally a good one. Okay, so I couldn't able to make a decision between A and B. So I'm not eliminating A and B as of now. I concluded both A and B are not a good choice. Let's read C. Contact the program manager to help resolve the issue. Excellent choice. I'm saying excellent choice, comparing my option C with B and A. Okay. As I already mentioned, whenever there is an issue, you have to pick an option, and with that, you are trying to solve the problem. So, here, what you are doing, you are contacting the program manager and you are trying to solve the issue you have. You are trying to take this resource back to your project. So, now considering C, I am eliminating B and A because C is the better choice for me comparing B and A. So, no, so A and B is gone now. But I won't conclude C is my pick without reading my option D because C can be a good choice. But the best will be best can be option D. Let's read D. Inform the team and reassign the resource responsibilities to other team members. Okay. When you do option D, you are accepting the problem. So you are informing the team and you are assigning the resource responsibilities to the other team members. But with option C, you are trying to solve the problem. You are talking to program manager and then you wanted to solve this particular problem. So comparing C and D, for me, C is the better choice. So I am eliminating D. My pick option C here. I'm submitting. Yes, C is the right choice. Guys, be very careful in applying the elimination technique. Yeah, just like that, don't eliminate the options, compare options, and eliminate the first one. Yeah, that is how this is how you have to apply the elimination technique. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one, and this is your next question, and I'm going to start the timer, and your time starts now. So good. So let me see the options you guys picked. So most of the people, Indu picked option D, Tiana picked option D, Puna picked option D, Ratna D, Shiva D. Good, good. Guys, and when you have any doubts in some of the questions which we discussed, at the end of the session, I will be putting down my contact information. You can contact me anytime. I'll be so happy to clarify your doubts. Okay. So now let me try this particular question. Which of the following should a project manager do to gain a stakeholder approvals if the stakeholder believes that the project deliverable were not fulfilled? Okay. So this means out of the following option, which of the option I will do if the stakeholder believes that the project deliverables were not fulfilled. So rule 1 and rule 2 is done. So let's apply the elimination technique now. Review the project charter thoroughly with the stakeholder. Looks like a good choice for me because in project charter we will be having the project objectives, and then we can show those objectives to the stakeholder, and we can have a discussion with the stakeholder. Yeah, but if I carefully read the question, here they are talking about project deliverables. Project startup will have the higher level information, the information at the project level. Yeah. Deliverables, you may create many deliverables on your project. Yeah. So not a good choice for me since the project charter is a higher level document. Here they are talking little detail. Yeah. But I'm not eliminating it. So currently, no, I would say it's not a bad choice. Let's keep it. Let's read B now. Make sure that the stakeholder understand the quality management plan. Okay. Quality management plan, we will be describing, what are all the quality assurance and control process that we're going to follow as a part of our project. If you carefully read the question, the actual challenge we have is this stakeholder is not believing that the project deliverables were fulfilled. So with that quality management plan, just what testing you did, what is the quality assurance process you followed, with that definitely you cannot address the stakeholder problem. For me, option A is better, comparing B. So I am eliminating option B, comparing option A because A is better than B. Yeah. Now it's between A, C, and D. Let's read C. Execute a risk analysis upon obtaining the stakeholder new requirements. Okay. When you do see, this means you have already concluded that what stakeholder stating is true, and obtaining the stakeholders new requirement, and then you are conducting the risk analysis. Or what will be the risk that I have when I implement this new requirements? No. When any stakeholder says that some things are not okay, you have to first do a review and first do a confirmation. So now I'm comparing A and C. For me, A looks like a better choice than C. I am eliminating C. B and C is gone. Now only A and D. Let's read D. Review the project scope while simultaneously analyzing the stakeholder needs and expectation. Excellent choice. Project scope. Project scope statement. Inside that, I will be having what are all the deliverables that I want to produce. I will be having what is the acceptance criteria for each deliverables. I can review the project scope with the stakeholder. Hey, these are all the deliverables we have defined, and these are all the acceptance criteria we have defined while we are defining our project scope. Yeah, and simultaneously you are collecting. Okay, what is your needs and expectation? You tell me. Let's verify against the project scope what we define. Excellent choice. Comparing A. Here, project charter will only have the high level information. Since here we are talking about deliverables, deliverable is more detailed. So we have to really see the project scope. And also, I'm loving the statement at the last. I'm analyzing the stakeholder needs and expectation also. So considering option D, I am eliminating A. So my pick would be D here, which most of the people picked. I'm so glad about it. Yes, D is the right one. Good. Let's move on to the next. This is your next question. I am going to start the timer now. Your time starts now. So good. So most of the people picked option A, and some people have picked option C also. Okay. So now let me try this particular question. During a status meeting, a client asked the project manager for additionally a new feature to be added in the project scope. Which of the following document should the project manager check to find out who has the authority to approve this request? Okay, let me apply rule 1 and rule 2, means understanding the scenario and understanding what was asked. So, a client is coming with a change. Now, a project manager wants to find out who has the authority to approve this change. Which document that project manager has to refer? Simple. That was being asked in the question. Yeah. So now let's apply elimination technique. Option A, change management plan. Excellent choice. What is a keyword for plan, guys? How? It defines the process. Change management plan is a document which will define the change control process that we have to follow. Means kind of, document the change, do the initial impact analysis. Once the baseline is getting affected, take that change to the CCP, change control board meeting. Change management plan also will have who are the CCP members. Okay. CCP members are the one who have authority to approve or reject your change request. If you see the question is asking who has the authority to approve this request. Project manager wants to find out. When project manager refers the change management plan, he or she can definitely find out that who has the authority to approve the change request. A looks like an excellent choice for me, but I won't pick option A as my choice without reading B, C, and D. Let's read B. Change log. No, change log I am eliminating because change log will be used to document your status of your change request. In that, you won't find that who has an authority to approve the change request. No. Option C, RACI matrix. Okay. RACI matrix is it's a kind of a responsibility assignment matrix. R stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. This RACI matrix we will be doing for the activities or the work package we're going to create as a part of our project. Yeah. For example, for a particular work package, who is responsible, who is accountable, who can be consulted, who we should keep informed. Yeah. So RACI matrix will be used for that. Definitely in RACI matrix, we won't have the information who has the authority to approve the change request. No. Option C, I'm eliminating, considering option A. Still for me, A is the best choice. Change request document. Okay, change request document is a document with that we will be writing our change and then we will be submitting the document. Yeah. So in that we definitely won't have who has the authority to approve this request. So I am eliminating option D also, considering option A. So my pick would be change management plan. I'm so glad that most of the people have picked option A. Yeah. Let me submit. Yes, option A is the right one. Let's move on to the next. Good. And I am going to enable the timer now. Your time starts now. So good. Let me read the option you guys picked. So the confusion is between most of the people picked option D, but some people have picked B and some have picked A also. Okay, good. So now with this question, I am going to teach one more EduHubSpot famous technique called a Neil Armstrong technique. Yeah. So please follow with me to understand that. Good. So let me try this particular question. Check out the steps below in sequence on ABC project. ABC project has been successfully delivered. ABC project manager is currently executing formal closure. Which among the following is the next step? Okay, let's apply rule 1 and rule 2. ABC project successfully delivered. So we are currently executing formal closure, which is the next step I'm going to do out of the following options I have. Okay. So now I clearly understood the scenario. Now I clearly understood what was asked. Let's apply elimination technique. Option A, reallocation of funds carried out by the project manager. Of course, we do in project closure. When I have any funds left in my project, I will be transferring those funds to my organization main account. I will do it. I'm not denying it. During the closure, definitely when funds are with us, we will be doing it. A is a good choice for me. I'm not eliminating it. Reassignment of project team carried out by the project manager. We will be reassigning the team to other projects. This will also happen during the formal closure. So B is also a good choice. So I couldn't able to decide between A and B as of now. So I'm keeping both A and B. Let's read C. Updation of bid documents carried out by the project manager. Okay. See, normally bid documents, they are talking about this request for proposal and request for quote. So we don't want to update those bid documents while we are closing our project. So while we are closing our project, if any contracts are still open, we may close it, but we won't update the bid documents. So now A and B is the better choice for me comparing C. So C I am eliminating. Okay, once it's gone again. Okay, good. Disturbance in voice, it's not clear. Guys, am I audible now? Is that fine? Can someone please respond, please? Okay, so I have a problem, it seems, in the audio. Lot of noise. Okay, just listen to. Still bad? Okay. Am I clear enough, guys? Guys, am I audible? Hello, am I audible? I'm just switching my network and then I'm just working on my microphone to get better. You guys have to give a response to me so that I can confirm that still it is audible or not. Lot of distortion. Good. Let me change my microphone a little bit. Am I? Getting progressively worse. Okay, I'm trying to solve the problem. Just give me a second. Not clear. Lot of distortion. try to solve the problem. Yeah, I know, it's my problem, so I'm trying to solve the problem. Guys, just give me a minute. Check going. It is say the same. Let me come closer a little bit. It's still the same, the same. So I'm talking my laptop microphone. Yes, just a second. I'm coming into the headset now. Just a second.
Audible now? Am I audible? So good. So I believe now I'm audible. Good. Now I think you guys can hear me. Yes, better. Okay. First, thanks for bearing with me, guys. So sorry. So I'll make sure that your rest of the time is worth. Yeah. Sorry for that. Good. So let me again try this question. Yeah. Okay, so now with this question, I'm going to introduce a concept for you called, this is also a EduHubSpot famous technique called Neil Armstrong technique. Okay, so I'm going to apply that Neil Armstrong technique along with the elimination technique. So you guys have to follow me. Yeah, let me read the question first of all. Check out the steps below in sequence on ABC project. ABC project has been successfully delivered. ABC project manager is currently executing formal closure. Which among the following step, which among the following is the next step? Okay, rule 1 and rule 2. Let's apply here. I am executing the formal closure of my project. So out of the following options I have, what is my next step? Okay, so I clearly understood the question now. Let's apply elimination technique. Option A, reallocation of funds carried out by the project manager. Very good choice. So normally, while I'm closing my project, if I have any budget available, I will be reallocating that to my organizational account. Not a bad choice. I will do this in closure. Yeah, it is a good choice. Let us read B. Reassignment of project team carried out by the project team member. Of course, you are in project closure. You can reassign your project team to some other project. B also, I will do it. Let's read C. Updation of bid documents carried out by the project manager. Okay. What do I mean by bid documents? So what is bid documents? Bid documents is nothing but your RFP and RFQ related documents. You won't do any update, of RFP and RFQ in closure phase, right? So when any contracts are still open, you may close that contracts in the closure phase, but definitely you won't do any updation of it documents. So now for me, A and B is the better choice than C. So C I'm eliminating. So now it's between A, B and D. Let's read D. Obtaining stakeholders acceptance on the project by the project manager. This also I will do in the closure phase. So now option A I will be doing in the closure phase. B I will be doing in the closure phase. D also I'll be doing in the closure phase. Now out of these three, I have to pick one. So now it is the time to apply our famous Neil Armstrong technique. So who is Neil Armstrong. He's the person who landed first on the moon, right? So who landed second? So now of these three options, we're gonna decide which options I'm gonna do first. So if you ask me, I will do first option D. I will make sure that my stakeholders are accepting my project. Once the project got accepted, I'll be so clear that okay, my project is accepted. Now I can reallocate my funds, and then now I can reassign my project team. Option D, followed by A and B. So this is Neil Armstrong technique. Okay. So now my pick would be option D, guys, and I'm submitting this option. Yes, D is the right one. And most of the people option D. I'm so happy about it. You guys killed it. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, good. This is your next question. And I'm going to start the timer. Your time starts now. Okay, I want you guys to pick an option, guys. Come on, give a try. Okay, still you are seeing the same question. Option A. Okay. Good. So most of the people picked option A. Good job, guys. You guys are killing. But I don't know whether the option A is correct or not. Let us check. Okay, let me try this question. A project is in initiation phase. Owing to lack of funding, the project gets terminated. The project manager must proceed with the closure phase of the project. Which of the following step should the project manager undertake first? Okay, let me apply rule 1 and rule 2. Simple. Uh, My project doesn't have any funding, and because of that, the project get terminated. So I am proceeding with the closure phase of the project. Which of the following option I have to do first? Okay, let's apply elimination technique. Option A, cross check the organization's project closure guidelines. Very good choice. I am going to close the project. First, I have to know what is my organization process for closing the project. Once I know that process, I will go ahead and do that. Right? A looks like a superb choice for me. But I won't conclude this is my pick without reading B, C, and D. The reason is simple. A may be the good one, but the best can lies with B, C, and D. Let's read B now. Trust on the communication management plan to keep all the stakeholders informed. No, why we are talking about the communication management plan? Why we are while we are closing the project? No, for me still option A stands better for the reasoning I have provided. B is gone. I'm comparing B with A, and then for me A is best. I am eliminating B. Let's read C. Close all the project procurement process. Of course, we do this. When any contract left open during the closure phase, we will close that contract. So, but now let's apply the Neil Armstrong technique. Which you will do first? Will you do option A or option C? Definitely, you will do option A. I will first check the organization project closure guidelines, and then I may do option C. Yeah, so C is gone. For me, still A is better. Now B and C is gone. Now it is between A and D. Let's read D. Perform a risk analysis of the potential impact of terminating the project. Why you want to unnecessarily do a risk analysis, guys? You have a lack of funding. You know that is the reason your project gets terminated. When your project gets terminated, just close your project and move on. Yeah. So now by comparing A and D, for me, A looks like a better choice. So I am eliminating D. So my pick would be A here, as most of the people picked. Very good job, guys. Yes, A is the best one. Let's move on to the next. Guys, if you have any questions, so what I would again recommend is I will be putting my contact information on the chat at the end of the session. You can reach out to me and I won't shy away in answering your questions. Yeah, good. Let's move on. This is your next question. I am going to start the timer now. Your time starts now. Good. So if I see the chat, everyone have unanimously picked option B. Okay. So I couldn't able to see even one different opinion. Okay. But I don't know. Let me try this question. A new stakeholder is in attending meetings. Requirement is for the stakeholder to engage this new stakeholder. What should the project manager do? Okay. Rule 1 and rule 2, a new stakeholder is not attending the meeting. I have a requirement like I have to engage this guy who is not attending the meeting. So me as a project manager, what I will do to engage this particular person. Yeah. So let's apply elimination technique. Option A, present the project schedule and the specific assigned task to the new stakeholder. Okay. If you carefully read the question, that person is not attending the meetings. When you do option A, when you present the project schedule and the specific assigned task, do you think that you can really make him to attend the meetings? Whether that is the stakeholders requirement, this particular stakeholder requirements, nowhere in the question it is mentioned. So option A is not a good choice for me. Again, I won't eliminate option A because, as I mentioned, I will only compare options and then I will eliminate options. Yeah. So A, I have concluded it is not a good choice. Let's read B now. Cross check the stakeholder engagement plan about the new stakeholder, assess the level of engagement, and come up with an engagement strategy. Excellent choice. Stakeholder engagement plan will have engagement strategy, and that will have what is the level of engagement of each stakeholder, whether the stakeholder is resistive or supportive or neutral. This information will be having it. So now this person is not attending the meetings. I will cross check the stakeholder engagement plan. I will understand the level of engagement, and then I will come up with an engagement strategy, and then I will, with that engagement strategy, I will make sure that the stakeholder gets engaged. I will turn the stakeholder to supportive. B looks like an excellent choice. So now I'm comparing A and B. B is the better choice for me. So I eliminated A. Now it's between B, C, and D. Let's read C. Request the new stakeholder to pair with a more experienced stakeholder and learn new responsibilities. No, what you are doing is you are kind of shying away from your responsibilities when you do option C. When any stakeholder is not engaging, it's your responsibility as a project manager to engage that particular person. When you are doing C, definitely you are shying away. So comparing option B and C, for me, B is the better choice. I am eliminating option C. Let's read D. Ask the functional manager to brief this new stakeholder and make him or her attend all relevant meetings. Okay. So now, for the same reason why I eliminated option C, I am eliminating option D also. I'm just comparing B and D. For me, by doing option B, I myself am trying to engage the stakeholder. So when I do option D, I am again shying away from the responsibility. I don't want to ask the functional manager to brief this. It is my responsibility. So comparing B and D, for me, B is the better choice. So I am eliminating D. My pick would be B. I am also in alignment with the people who picked option B. Good. B is the right one. And let's do the last question of today's class. And then, good. I'm going to start the timer now. Your time starts now. So good. So most of the people are picking option B and some have picked D and A too. Okay. So now let me try this particular question. Good. I'm going to apply all the three rules now. In a periodic review with stakeholders, the project sponsor asks the project manager as to how the accuracy of the deliverables will get verified and accepted. Which of the following project document should the project manager check out for this information? Okay, let me try to understand the scenario. So here a project sponsor is asking the project manager, out of the following option, which document I should see in order to know how the accuracy of the deliverables will be verified and accepted. This means how we gonna test our product, that project sponsor wants to know. So which document you will be showing to the project sponsor? Yeah, let's read options now. Requirement management plan. Okay, nowhere in the question we are talking about requirements. In requirement management plan we will be having a process like how we are going to manage our requirements. No, A is not a good choice. B, quality management plan. Excellent choice. Quality management plan will have the quality assurance and quality control process that we're going to follow. That quality control is nothing but testing. Why we are doing testing? For verifying our product. If you carefully read the question is asking how the accuracy of deliverables will get verified and accepted. What is the testing that we're going to do? So that is what the project sponsor wants to know. If I show the quality management plan to the project sponsor, that will definitely have the information what testing I'm going to do. B is an excellent choice. So considering B, I'm kicking out A. Yeah. So now it's between C and D. Let's read C. Work performance report. Work performance report is a physical or electronic representation of your project status. Nowhere in the question it is stated your sponsor wants to see your project status. No, that is gone. Now A and C is gone. Now it's between B and D. Let's read D. Scope management plan. Okay. Again, scope management plan will tell you that how you are going to handle, how you are going to define your scope, how you will be creating your WBS. These information will have. So what testing, how you gonna do that will be inside the quality management plan. So comparing B and D, for me, B is the better choice. So I am eliminating D. My pick would be option B, which most of the people have picked. Yeah. Yes. And option B is the right choice. Okay, guys. So first of all, before sharing another important information, apologize from my side. I have done a very good testing before I joined this YouTube link. I don't know what happened with my laptop microphone. So sorry for all the delay which we have taken. But I believe I made sure that the time, the delay which you had experienced is really fruitful by discussing these 10 questions. Yeah. So and also our next boot camp, the PMP boot camp, already people started enrolling, so we started getting more students. Yeah. So normally it is going to start in the next 2 3 weeks, and I will be the trainer for that PMP boot camp. And in our boot camp, this is how our discussion would be. So we will be discussing all the concepts with some real project example, and then we will be attempting lot of scenario based question, and then I will be explaining lot of tips and tricks to approach this scenario based question. Is that what only we do? No. The training along, we are actually a coach. We are not trainers. We provide training, and after that, we will be working with one on one with each and every student, and we make sure that you guys passes PMP because your PMP is our proud. So if you guys interested in knowing what is our coaching process, definitely you can reach out to me. I won't shy away in replying to your email or to my call. I'll be putting my contact information on my chat, on the chat. You will be having, the YouTube link and my LinkedIn profile. And then, you will be having my personal phone number. And along with that, you will be having your bootcamp link, how you can enroll for the bootcamp. You can reach out to me via LinkedIn, or you can directly contact me by with my phone number. Yeah. So I believe you guys enjoyed today's session. Do subscribe our channel because we conduct this session every week, guys. Next week my colleague mentor Soumya will be conducting it, and then I will be meeting you week after next week. So until I meet you guys, bye bye, see you. And thanks for tolerating all this issue happen. Thank you so much. See you guys, bye.